reason is Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. He is, in my lifetime, and I really believe this, the most impressive football player I've ever seen. Doesn't mean he's going to be the most decorated or the most beloved. He's the most impressive football player. The size, the arm, the caginess. The guy got 10 yards on a tush push. I mean, just 80% completion percentage on the road against a good defense to 9 different receivers. And this is not a very good receiving room. Oh, yeah, he also was in concussion protocol, hurt his hand, and tweaked his knee. It doesn't matter. I swear, I think he's better trailing. Because then he can be like, you know what? I'm gonna take the game over. I mean, do you know how good you have to be this good against pro athletes? I mean, this is what you do if you're a Division I athlete and you're in high school, or you're a Sunday player at a small college. That's what he looks like. The guy's all banged up. Head gets hurt, hand gets hurt, knee gets tweaked, doesn't matter. 12 for 12 to his primary target, and that's a weak receiving room. So I said all week, I asked the question. I said all week, how is Jacksonville the underdog? And then I watched the second half, and I'm like, oh, yeah, Josh Allen. My bad. I'm not doubting him ever again. Because you know what's going to happen is 50 years from now, kids are going to be listening to Grandpa, and Grandpa's going to go, hey, this guy named Josh. It was like Paul Bunyan. And the kids will think it's mythology and folklore. And I'm here to tell you kids, if I'm still around, I saw him play. I find that Buffalo is impossible not to root for. It's like the Cubs when they were, they finally get to the series, like everybody in the country wanted the Cubs to win. But the Cubs were kind of pathetic for decades. Buffalo's been good for long stretches. I always say this. My wife used to go to Buffalo a lot for her business. She's like, nicest people in the world. The players get their snow blowers after blizzards and clear them for the players. So, and there's just certain people, and this is Josh, it's like LeBron or Michael Jordan or Magic, or like Messi in the World Cup. They're too great not to get a trophy. I felt like that when I was younger with John Elway. He's got to win some of these Super Bowls. He's too good not to win it. And I'm looking at Josh Allen's playoff career. Looked it up this morning. All-time rank. Total yards, first ever. Again, this is not with loaded receiving course. Total touchdown to interception ratio, 35-4. Yeah, best ever. So they face Denver. They'll be the road team. It's at 7,000 feet. Sean Payton's got extra time. And my guess is Buffalo wins.
All right, let's talk about Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. First of all, Colin, we also need to acknowledge the most rushing yards ever in playoff history. And I believe he was 3rd or 4th in rushing touchdowns before this past weekend. Now he's added a bunch more, so I'd have to recalculate. Josh Allen is simply unbelievable. He is elite. It's almost comical that after a performance like that, there are still attempts to diminish Josh Allen's greatness. Oh, the defense, and this and that. No, absolutely not. While credit to the coaching is warranted, this game was unequivocally about Josh Allen. If you can't grasp that fundamental truth, you fundamentally misunderstand football. The extremism in takes is staggering. When Josh Allen misses a single throw against the Eagles, the chorus chimes, "See, Josh Allen chokes, he can't handle the pressure." Give more credit to James Cook? Sure. But where was Cook on Sunday? Exactly where was he? I've been the one consistently pointing out which team possessed the more reliable, consistent rushing attack entering the playoffs. I said it was the Los Angeles Rams. And who was actually able to depend on their run game last weekend? That's right, the Los Angeles Rams. Yet again, the entire offensive burden rested squarely on Josh Allen's shoulders, and he played out of his mind. For context, Cook had 15 carries for 46 yards, 3.1 YPC. Kyron Williams had 13 for 57, 4.2 YPC. Tyler Allgeier had 11 for 45. The Rams collectively had 29 carries for 116 yards. Sounds decent, right? The primary distinction is their distribution. Josh Allen accounted for 90% of the Bills' offensive yardage. When the team was trailing, he was 14 for 16 with a 133 passer rating and 3 total touchdowns. On the game-winning drive, he was a perfect 5 for 5, responsible for 65 of the 66 yards gained. He is operating on a different plane. Consider the play where he changed the protection at the line, with pressure bearing down on him, launched a 40-yard dime downfield off his back foot while getting crushed, and just let it rip. It's insane. What we are witnessing from Josh Allen is historic. Someone actually had the audacity, because I titled my post-game clip, Josh Allen Superman, to comment, "That was not a Superman game." Yes. Yes, it unequivocally was. What Josh Allen does to will his teams to victory is something we have not seen before. We have not witnessed this archetype. I'm sorry, but the manner in which Josh Allen singularly propels his team. Tom Brady did not do it this way. Peyton Manning did not do it this way. Patrick Mahomes has not done it this way. This is precisely why commentators like Colin assert that Josh Allen is the most impressive football player they have ever seen. Because he is. He is the most uniquely dominant football player we have ever witnessed. It is unreal. His very identity as a player is unreal. Before I continue, a quick request. Buffalo Bills fans, Josh Allen fans, please remember to subscribe and watch this video in its entirety. When you do, it drives viewership and subscriber growth exponentially. This isn't merely about chasing metrics. It's about striving to create the highest quality Buffalo Bills content possible, fostering grounded, unbiased discussion. I've been presenting this data for months, since last year when certain analysts attempted to frame Patrick Mahomes as having all the best playoff statistics. That's simply not accurate. If you factor in Allen's higher average depth of target and his receivers' drop rates, his adjusted metrics are even more phenomenal. So please, engaging with the content by subscribing and watching fully makes a tremendous difference. I'm dedicated to building the best community possible. And you know what? There are a lot of Josh Allen detractors out there. Where did they all go? Vanished. This is why everyone constantly tries to make comparisons. Oh, so-and-so reminds me of Josh Allen. No, he doesn't. Not even close. Others may have mobility or physicality, but the sheer weight and burden Josh Allen carries for his franchise is incomprehensible. I'll make my Jacksonville Jaguars video later, and I'll be honest, I was high on them. But going into this game, I labeled it a legacy game for Josh Allen, and I love when my assessments prove correct. It's certainly preferable to being wrong. I talk a lot, so there's ample room for error, but I called this one a legacy-defining game for Josh Allen. And it was. An unbelievable game. An unbelievable win. I live-streamed this game, and there was a startling number of people confidently predicting Josh Allen's imminent failure. No excuses. Josh Allen has to find a way. Let's be clear. He had to engineer multiple game-winning drives. He led one, only for his defense to surrender the lead again. What more could you possibly ask? He literally set a record for the most lead changes in a fourth quarter. How many consecutive game-winning drives does one man need to author before it's enough? They were so convinced he couldn't do it again. And what did he do? He did it again. And where are those critics now? They've disappeared. You can bet if Josh Allen hadn't won, the narrative would be, "See, he chokes. He can't get it done." Sure, whatever you need to tell yourself. Someone commented, "You talk too much about Josh Allen in this video," suspecting it's for sensationalism to drive clicks. Because I'm discussing Josh Allen being unbelievable, a Superman, elite, special, historically great. What are you even saying? I shouldn't talk about how phenomenal Josh Allen is? Are you serious? Could we discuss defensive plays? Absolutely. Could we break down turnovers? Of course. But the incontrovertible fact is this. You are not winning that game without Josh Allen. It is an absolute non-negotiable fact. The inability of some to recognize, acknowledge, appreciate, praise, and elevate that reality is a reflection on them, not on the player. People say, all you do is praise Josh Allen. You're an obsessed stan. It's because I am actively enjoying the experience of watching a historically great player perform. What is controversial about that? It's hilarious, no matter what I do. I make a Jalen Hurts video. You're so biased about Hurts. I make a Josh Allen video. You're so biased about Allen. I make a Justin Herbert video. You're so biased about Herbert. So, I suppose I just can't discuss anyone then. Should I just make a video stating, Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills won. It was a pretty good game. Final score, 27-24. Josh Allen played quarterback. He threw the ball, his receivers caught it. They scored more points than the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence also threw the ball. Sometimes it was caught, sometimes not, sometimes it was intercepted. Liam Cohen and Sean McDermott called plays. The game ended. The Bills won. Next, they play the Denver Broncos, Sean Payton, and Bo Nix. We will calmly await that outcome. Please tune in next week for this thrilling sports conversation. Is that what you want? What is the expectation here? I understand it infuriates people when they are proven wrong, when they can't dance on a player's grave. They live so moment to moment that a single incomplete pass from Josh Allen prompts a, "Ha! Told you he's trash." Then, when he does something astonishingly brilliant, they fall silent. The cognitive dissonance is astounding. If you haven't been praising Josh Allen throughout the season, throughout this game, you likely never will. If you don't see it by now, you never will. If you have to ask why he's special, you'll never understand. But those are my perspectives. I am genuinely eager to hear yours. What do you all think about Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills? I read every single comment. Whether you agree or vehemently disagree, let's get into some discussions, have some spirited debates. But ultimately, let's enjoy the discourse. Please consider subscribing. We are building an incredible community here and would love for you to be part of it. I aim to create something we all feel genuinely connected to and excited about, and I believe we're well on our way. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it significantly helps with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much.